Coming up next on the Jeff Crilley Show, he proudly served our country in the Navy for 4.5 years. He now has a very successful construction company, and he has bragging rights because he worked on a major project here in Dallas you're probably familiar with, the National Medal of Honor Museum in Arlington. His incredible story just ahead.
Many are predicting that the worst is yet to come, which is unfortunate, said one person here. Until now, they've enjoyed the reputation of being the nation's icebox.
Watched a burglar in his home this morning by webcam.
As a journalist of over 25 years, stories are what make my world turn.
Reporting live from the Dallas newsroom tonight, Jeff Crilley, Fox 4 News.
But in 2008, I took the jump from my familiar life and started a PR firm from my home.
We're talking about anyone with a camcorder like the one I'm using becomes a television network.
We started slowly growing the company, and we now have over 100 clients, and we've branched into the world of live digital broadcasting. I now own 8 different TV studios and have a huge team, and the stories that I now get to share are sometimes the most important of my life. Life has a funny way of coming around full circle. This is the Jeff Crilley Show.
Well, most of us who are old enough remember September 11th, and just a few months after September 11th, my next guest went to serve our Navy for 4.5 years. Joe Hutchinson is in the studio. He's with Hutchinson Construction. Thank you for coming on the show.
Absolutely. Thanks for having me.
Well, take us back to that time. On September 11th, were you watching the towers along with the rest of us?
I was driving down Interstate 20 at the time. It came over the radio.
Wow. And when did you make your mind up that you wanted to serve?
It was actually prior to that. I knew that it was something I wanted to do, just following in my family's legacy. And when the towers were hit, it was just sort of the catalyst that propelled me to go sign up. So,
tell us about how the Navy shaped you, just in terms of how you approach business today.
Well, the Navy really had a profound impact on me. Growing up, and I grew up in a rural area in Louisiana, didn't really come from much. So the Navy gave me a lot of confidence in who I am and my abilities. And it also gave me a kind of a tenacious spirit. So that's served me well.
I love that. Every veteran I've met, they're punctual, they're disciplined. When they say, I'll be there at noon, that's not like 12:05, it's like noon. So I want to brag about your National Medal of Honor Museum work, and we're going to start by showing a little video that you made, and this is probably a year ago. Let's go ahead and roll that video.
So when we first heard about the Medal of Honor project, we got really excited. Me being a veteran, it means a lot to me. I've had friends that actually served with some of the Medal of Honor recipients, and it was something that we went after really hard. So the Medal of Honor project, there's a slogan that it's for veterans, by veterans, being a veteran-owned company, but we also have folks on our team that are veterans like myself that are out there building the project, and be a part of that project and what it means to America and remembering those heroes. It just means everything to us.
Joe, that has to be so rewarding. I mean, I do stuff and it goes on the internet and it's out there and it's gone. You do stuff that lasts for decades. You'll be able to tell your kids and your grandkids, hey, I worked on that. What does that feel like?
It's amazing. And I got started in construction. My dad got me into it. I started working at a pretty young age with him in the field. He was a tradesman. And that's one of the main reasons I fell in love with construction is seeing that final product and knowing that you had a significant part in it, and it lasts a long time.
Yeah, I love it. We're going to show some video that the National Medal of Honor Museum shot not long ago. I think this is in March. but it gives you an idea of, what's happened since the groundwork that you laid was finished. And I think they open their doors just in a few months. Isn't that right?
Yes, sir.
So what is that? As you're looking at that now, I mean, are your buttons on your chest bursting because, without your work, the early work, that wouldn't have been possible?
Yeah, I like to look at the projects and remember the different. Every construction project has, a plethora of issues that you have to work through. And what's really cool is to go visit that site and remember all the things that you went through as a team and what you overcome.
Yeah, I'm trying to remember what was there before. What were you working with?
There was a ballpark.
Okay. So you just did you have to, in terms of the foundation work, you're moving mounds and mounds of dirt, and give us more information about that.
Yeah, so there was a demo company that demoed the ballpark, and then we come in and did the earthwork, the initial earthwork for the museum, and we did some paving preparation and lime stabilization for the first phase of roads that went in.
Yes.
And they had to extend some parking lots and whatnot, but yeah.
Well, you make it sound easy, but I know it's much more complicated than that. We're going to show some pictures off of your Instagram of some other projects that you've worked on, and I want to give you a chance to brag about your team. So tell me about the kinds of people you have attracted into your life. What kind of team members do you like to work with?
Really, we look for folks that maybe necessarily on paper wouldn't be someone's first choice, but we really hone in on the person themselves. Do they have drive? Do they have, the aptitude to do this work? Do they have the want to, the will, and the character? And with that, we can teach anything. So we're just looking for folks that we can help grow their careers and grow their value, learn new skills, new tasks, and have fun doing it.
Wow. Okay, as you look into your crystal ball, what do you see for the next few years? This could be a nice time for the economy. Do you see a lot more work in the next few years?
Absolutely. Here in DFW, it never ends. So it's a great market to be in. And we've been fortunate since we've started. We've been near triple-digit growth every year. So
that's incredible. And you started this just a few years ago during the pandemic.
I did.
That's incredible. I'm envious of you, man. You're much more successful than me, and you're half my age. So, congratulations on your success. And
I appreciate that.
Why don't we end this with a kind of a closing thought? What would you like to leave people with when you describe your journey or the kinds of clients that you want to bring into your life?
I'd want to leave people with nothing about me. Just if anyone is out there that is interested in civil work, that wants to be part of a team where you're cared for and valued, and you want to learn those skills, this is a great place to do it. So we'd love to have you.
Outstanding. Well, I can't thank you enough for coming on the show, and thank you again for your service. We're going to end with the website, which is hutchinsoncompanies.com. The great Joe Hutchinson. Thanks for coming on the show.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
You bet. That's it for now. We'll see you next time.